So Arshan gonna show us why he is the German national champion with his Blue Eyes deck. What do you think of the Blue Eyes deck? It was very popular when it first came out, and ever since then I feel like it's slowly gone down in popularity, but here we are seeing it represented once more.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting deck for sure. I mean, here, the card we just so sad, I think, is the real, you know, winner. Drill Beam, such an amazing card. The ability to just come back, get rid of your opponent cards, it's so strong. But maybe it's on the fair end of decks, and we have seen, you know, this weekend what other top contenders are able to do, and then when it comes to that, it really makes you wonder, should I play a deck that does less in this way? So it's, you know, it's always an interesting decision, but I think it's totally a fair choice if you're comfortable with it. And I mean, both duelists have an amazing record. I'm pretty sure even a draw would be enough to make it to the top 64. So, you know, impressive record up until now by both.
Yeah, here we see Arshan using the PRIMITE engine to its fullest extent, so Lordly Load can not only search your card, but it can also special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, but you do have to give up the chance to use any more monster effects. But here we see what is lovingly referred to as the most powerful infield in the game, which is Seal's Pass, a classic of all dragon decks. But when you're backing it up with a Drill Beam and hopefully some hand interactions, it might be enough to get the job done.
You're a fan of the deck, aren't you, right?
I like it. I do. I mean, I just remember the first time reading Drill Beam, how powerful I thought the card was. You just think, wait, it negates it, then it banishes it. You just think, my goodness. But we'll see how it does against the Vanquish Soul deck. Targeted removal probably not quite as strong against Vanquish Soul as it is against other decks.
Indeed. And we do open Stick Your Soul. Arguably best spell in the deck, and gonna prompt a response. I mean, on the one hand, you can expect a lot of entrops from the Blue Eyes deck when you can, you know, set up a field with pretty much one card. You can play a lot of non-engine, and that is exactly the case. I believe there is at least a draw in that, maybe?
Plays a lot of them. Draw, Lawcash, Veiler, Bell.
I think we do have draw, but we are thinking, I mean,
pretty reasonable Drill Beam target if you have a card to reveal, which I think he does, right? Because he added a PRIMITE to his hand.
And yeah, it's indeed the case. Decide to go for the Drill Beam right away. I think there is a reinforcement of the army in hand, so Quentin is not completely done, but let's see.
I think it's a very reasonable strategy, even though there is the follow-up here. But we know the deck's so dependent on getting to Razan at the beginning. It's easily the most powerful starter in the deck. So if you have a chance to just shut it down.
But you know what's good against it? There it is. Draw the Blackbird, you know, quite unfortunate, you know, paired against that reinforcement of the army, shutting down the search. But we're still gonna normal summon the Raisin in the same column as that erratic Seal.
You've got a few options here. Presumably want to chain the Seal. You can bounce maybe your own Lordly Load or the Razan. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting spot. Now at least you revealed some more information on what's in the end from Quentin. But it's an interesting matchup, I'd say, overall. Because both decks, you know, sometimes struggle to close things out, and then yeah, we are gonna see an interesting chain here. What do you think we are gonna summon off this?
Maybe a Magnamut if he's running it.
Wow, so many entrants. Just, you know, looking at the decks, and no, it's just the Blue Eyes.
He's not playing Magnamut, actually.
The optimal version, I'd say.
That is hard to argue with. It is the original, at least for us in the TCG.
Yeah. I'm surprised that all is not playing Magnamut.
Yeah, I'm very surprised, actually, because Magnamut is such a powerful card. You don't even need to run any other Bestials. You just run the one Magnamut, and then you can search. Oh no, Blue Eye's going to get sent to attack position there. While it's a 0-0, thanks to the effect of Seals.
And yeah,
Like I've seen the effect of Geelong to switch attack position or the battle position more than the other effect of search on stream this weekend somehow.
but for now, yeah, we are just gonna take it slow. Under drone lock, we can't really make use of all of these search effects, so we are just gonna go for our good old rock.
Yeah, adds just so much to the Vanquish Soul strategy when you have a rock on the field, getting to summon those extra monsters, prevent you from running out, and adding one back from the grave to the hand if you would rather.
There's the hard drum star from Quentin. Let's see how it's gonna be ending up. And yeah, I also like the new addition of the Vanquish Soul rocks here being summoned on the field.
Am I missing something? Did he not activate
I think it didn't. Yeah, right.
rock to just return the... Oh, he wants
there
to
it is.
summon it.
Something that you don't really see in every Vanquish Soul deck, I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's very uncommon, this Vanquish Soul continue to re-summon a monster from the grave. Makes a lot of sense why he didn't add it back to his hand.
And it makes sense exactly because of the field spell that requires to have, you know, 2 Vanquish monsters to set the trap. So, you know, well spotted by Quentin, who now gets to access his Snow Devil.
Guess the question now is whether he has a full 3 attributes to reveal. I think I know he's holding Razan, and he showed us maybe a Mad Love as well. So, not sure if he has any more cards or what they are. I just see 2, I think, when he... It's always worth it against Vanquish Soul, keeping track, if you can, of what's in their hand, because it can be very, very important in the future.
Yeah, most of the time you basically know all of their hands, and because it's basically revealed, right? But yeah, I really like the continue spell card here from Quentin. As mentioned, it's something that you really see, but being under drone and lock, this was quite powerful.
Yeah. So now play is back to the German national champion, who will have to figure out how to fight back, but we obviously start things off by returning this Primite back to end. Full end.
Full hand, but how useful do you think it is? I know we have at least another copy of the Primite Ether Barrel, which you can only really make good use of one of them, and I think I saw maybe a Fuelos as well. So he didn't use an awful lot of it last turn, so let's see if he can use more of it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be easy because that draw stopped at least 2 cards from being added to end by Quentin, but you can always just do it next turn. So.
It's tough to say whether you want to actually negate any Primite stuff anymore now that you already have a Drill Beam. So he did he even activate Barrel? I guess not. Pretty rough drawing all of them.
Yeah. And now it seems like we are just gonna return the favor to Quentin and summon our own Link 1, but it's time for that Snow Devil. And no, it's not gonna be 3, but
just 2. Is the second effect the one that prevents your monsters from being destroyed? Yeah, that would make sense. I feel like normally you save the most powerful for last. So no destroying the field, but we are going to get to summon a Razan. Some nice zone placement from Quentin there, making sure not to leave anything in the extra monster zone columns. So you can summon Razan in that column. Just like playing around Relinquish Anima.
True. Alright, so we are met with that infinite impermanence, and at least now it means that we are pretty much free to do whatever we want. Not that it's necessarily all that much, but
yeah, what does Blue Eyes do?
Yeah,
It
it's
can
like,
do whatever it wants.
you know, technically we can. Although we shouldn't forget about the field spell protection effect as well, which can be quite relevant.
Does the field spell protect from battle as
Both.
well as...
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So we can summon another Blue Eyes, but yeah, no way to get access to a tuner, it looks like. Are there any of those fun Blue Eyes rank 8s in the extra deck? We can make Typhon. Might be fun.
And yeah, I think now he's just realized about the field spell. Because it seems like he wants to attack, but that's not really gonna do much. We can just reveal, and that's it. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, it's gotta be rough holding onto a full hand of cards, but not so much to do with them.
Yeah, and it seems like we just moved to Memphis 2, bring back this Blue Eyes with Lordy Load, and
he's just playing Primite, really. None of the powerful Blue Eyes starters, like Maiden with Eyes of Blue, or Maiden of White even. Maiden with Eyes of Blue is the old one.
back into comfort zone with that seal. And
Seal
pass.
and pass.
Wow.
This has got to be tough now, though.
Absolutely. We might just want to act immediately in the draw phase or standby, but maybe not.
Oh yeah, here comes the rock.
Here comes rock. Quentin's doing some math. We did inflict quite some damage already. Snow Devil, you know, has the additional benefit of dealing incremental damage, so not quite the effect most people focus on, but it gets there.
Yeah, I feel like as long as you don't fall into the trap of... Oh, we can see a link somewhere. Fall into the trap of using the field spell while the seals are still on the field, then I think you're probably going to be good to go.
And yeah, seems like we just want to force out the two known interruptions with this SP.
Yeah, very heads up here, because if you chain the drill beam now, then you can just chain the SP targeting the seals, and that will be everything gone.
Yeah, and it also prevents, you know, this rock from being negated, which means we are also guaranteed to then net back whatever we want and play. Yeah. Just gonna chain SP as mentioned.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter what you target with SP. I feel like it's never going to resolve, but you might as well have a go just to force out the seals.
Yeah. Seals is gone. We are gonna chain the rock, and at the end, basically the field will be completely cleared. I mean, it should be rock back to extra, right?
Yeah. SP banished with its own effect.
SP is banished.
Rock back to the extra. I'm wondering if there was maybe a better way to organize that for Arshan. I'm particularly a bit worried about the field spell already still being there. Because you can use that every turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of advantage appearing for Quentin in just a second.
Doesn't seem like there is anything from the end. So this might just be it. As mentioned, we have basically two searches here. Yeah, the field spell is so strong.
Yeah, I was wondering maybe if you were just supposed to target the field spell with the drill beam.
Fair, yeah.
No, because now this is now getting out of control, because I think Quentin may be able to seal this one out. Because I don't think there's any response.
And
yeah, the start.
Here is the start. And yeah, we're back to accessing, you know, everything with the heavy burger, we can deal additional 1500. It seems like this is all over, and yeah, we agree. So cars are picked up.
Let's hope for Oshan. He's got both of halves of his engine this time.
Here comes a Purulia being activated from Quentin, and that goes through.
He had 2 ways to negate it in his hand.
Second one. But we're seeing the old strategy that we also witnessed yesterday, just setting 2 cars and pass, essentially, which I think makes sense, especially if you're holding, you know, cars such as Solent Judgment. Let's see if this is the case from Ocean.
Yep, starting quite the pace in this game too. But we saw it yesterday already. When you're, you know, facing off double Mulcharmi, passing is a fair strategy, especially as you've mentioned, if you see those side deck cars. And yes, it is Solemn Judgment, and wow, costly activation. But I totally agree with this choice. Unless there is, you know, stake your soul there, it could be rough. Let's see. And yeah, it's a pass back from Quentin.
Yeah, we see maybe sometimes the Vanquish Soul having trouble getting started, and once you've already thrown away 2 Purulias.
Wow, got a bit ahead of ourselves there, revealing the Ash Blossom. Maybe some emotion coming for Quentin, but we're just gonna set with this Primite.
He's going straight for the drill beam rather than the Lordly Load, maybe because he's just seen the Ash.
Can't blame him.
Lordly Load's still such a powerful card, you might even want to do it anyway. Like, you still get the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then you can make the all-important seals. But, you know, it feels bad when your opponent doesn't give you any draws, but I mean, if you said here's 2 cards, if you discard them both, you skip your opponent's turn, I think most players would take that trade.
Definitely. But yeah, here comes the Ash Blossom, and it's a pass.
Wow.
Here we just have a second Solemn set.
Yeah, or maybe Blue Eyes in hand to reveal for the drill beam.
Doesn't seem like a good ad for Quentin.
But yeah, I do agree with you that maybe the Lordy Lord would have been better regardless, but yeah, it's just a pass, and wow.
Ether Barrel needs a normal monster, but if you've got another one, you don't need to add the one back from the grave.
And yeah, I think, wow, this has been an insanely quick game too, with Quentin just not bothering to continue again.
And can Quentin do 3 in a row of opening Vanquish Soul Razin? Not quite.
Not quite, and I saw a lot of interruptions that Droll and Lockbird once again in the end, but we are gonna use Ash Blossom here.
Yeah, what do you think of DD Crow in particular against the Vanquish Soul deck? It seems like if you're just using it on this rock effect, you're already kind of going like a little -1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
that's the only one.
There it is.
Yeah.
I guess
that's the only spot.
You see a clap from the crowd. Could that really be enough to stop Quentin? And is there a Primite is the question. It is there once more. What an opener.
Oh, and he's learned from the previous round which zone to put it in. Here comes the Lordly Load. I don't think it matters too much the zone is the Lordly Load, as long as you don't put it in a potential imperm column.
And it is Ash Blossom playing quite the pace, I'd say.
And maybe we're going to see a bit more Blue Eyes action this game. I think I'm spotting a couple of the Blue Eyes spells in the hand for Oshan. is he gonna lead on? Here comes Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding Droll and Lockbird.
Gave away the Droll and Lock. Maybe he really feels like he needs to push, and that was the only one needed to discard, because I think he's left with 2 cards in hand, but brave move, honestly, to discard the Droll and Lock.
Yeah, I get it. Honestly, in a more simplified game state, I think Droll loses a lot of its value, and we'll figure out what's the last card remaining. But this is impressive, and what could we expect as the set card from Quentin is the question.
We've already seen a Vanquish Soul continue, and so probably one of that or the Snow Devil seems to be the most likely. Vanquish Soul is a deck really where because you want to reveal monsters, you can't really afford to play that many cards that aren't monsters, so I think players pretty much limit it to like 3 Stake Your Soul and Vanquish Soul spells themselves.
Fair. But we finally get things going for the Blue Eyes deck. Up until now, as we've mentioned, it has been playing a bit of Primite control, really. And yeah, oh, no, there is a stop. Is there barrier maybe on Synchro? It is in the side deck, or Daruma as well.
Daruma maybe?
And no, it is Dimensional Barrier, wow. I mean, the one-off was sided for Trust, has been drawn, and I mean, Synchro is going to be declared here. Trying to slow things down for the German national champion.
I think we take those. If your opponent's got a barrier face down, it's quite difficult, but it's not. It's really not the end of the world, is it?
Absolutely not.
Given the situation, I think it's still, Quentin with 2 cards in hand. It's
yeah, we can still push, and I mean, as you have mentioned, Tom, it's also a deck where you need card to function. So it's not like when you're completely left up decking, you can do all that much. So.
And oh, here it comes. We're going to see some fusions.
That's why Dimensional Barrier is a bit shaky against the deck. The, Link summons, Fusion summons, and also Synchro summons, It's not like we are playing against a one-dimensional beast. And that's it.
Wow.
Wow. What a turn of events.